What is betrayal trauma? It's helpful if we can have sort of a working definition for our time together. And I think this term is a good one. I think it's helpful. I like that the word trauma is in the phrase to describe your experience. Trauma, by definition, is an event that would overwhelm anyone's resources. And so, you hear me say anyone's resources and kind of emphasize that. And I do that on purpose because I think a lot of people who are kind of in the aftermath of discovering a betrayal think that they shouldn't be struggling as much as they are. And even if they can recognize it's traumatic, they still kind of get a little hard on themselves, like, why am I this not okay? And it's so helpful to kind of understand what happens in your body as a response to trauma. And so when you found out about the betrayal, that was kind of an earth-shattering moment in time where everything changed, right? It's like there's a before and there's an after, and you can sort of never be the same again. And your world is turned upside down. And so what you thought was real doesn't feel real anymore. In fact, you don't know what's real. And that by nature is traumatic. It would be like walking, alongside of a road that you know really well and enjoying it and feeling good, and then falling into a deep black hole that you didn't see. It's completely jarring. And so this event, the event of finding out, and then everything that follows it, it is too much for your body to process. It's too much for it to take in at once. And so you might find yourself asking the same question again and again and again and again. You might find yourself wanting to have sort of the same conversation again and again and again. You might try to come at it at different angles. You might find yourself sort of waking up like with this sense of dread and horror, right? Kind of like, is it like, did this actually happen? And this is all really common, and it's because the nature of this is traumatic. It is, by definition, trauma. And part of this, and this is where the bonding science comes into play, it's very significant that the person that betrayed you is somebody that you opened yourself up to. So this is somebody that, even if you didn't feel that close, this is assuming this is your partner, this is your person, whether you're married or not. This is somebody that you really sort of dropped your guard with, started to maybe rely on emotionally, started to let yourself be seen or known. It's in a way, it's an attachment figure, right? Just like our parents were attachment figures. So we're really hardwired to connect on a deep level and rely on one or two significant attachment figures. And so because this is a survival code in our DNA, this is how we make it as humans, by relying on safe others. When that person that we thought was safe all of a sudden really isn't safe, that earth-shattering moment when it's like, I thought I knew you, I thought I was okay, I thought we were okay, it completely sort of breaks down this attachment safety that you had. And so it's specifically traumatic because you're trying, it's not just, this isn't a trauma that was done by a colleague or a friend. And those, if there's a betrayal in those relationships, that's very difficult as well. But this is a whole nother level. And so it's extremely significant, and I think it's important to take it seriously and to feel validated. You're not crazy and you're not alone. You are feeling this way for a very good reason.